President Trump is promising major overhaul of America's infrastructure, but his proposed $1 trillion might not be enough. In our new series, Rebuilding America, we will look at several projects and the options to pay for them. They include public-private partnerships, which are widely expected to play a big role in Mr. Trump's plan. In those partnerships, fewer taxpayer dollars are needed because private industry picks up some of the costs. Kris Van Cleave is in Vienna, Virginia, just outside Washington, along Interstate 495, to show how these projects can work. Kris, good morning.
Good morning. Virginia is a big believer in public-private partnerships and points to successes like the express lanes here along the Beltway, where a driver can choose to pay a toll to get around congestion. They say it's been a big success, but those successes have come with some costly mistakes. Every time you get into your car, it's like ka-ching, ka-ching.
Totally.
Linda Dyer's daily commute is taking a toll. Whenever she leaves home, she's paying to use tunnels that used to be free. Now she's thinking about moving elsewhere.
We're spending $1,200 a year in tolls.
Yeah, and my biggest concern is it going to affect how easy it is for me to sell my house.
Virginia agreed to a 58-year deal with a private company to modernize and expand the tunnels linking Portsmouth and Norfolk, two military towns separated by the Elizabeth River. The tolls to cross can run a driver $5.25 each way.
Do you just get mad when you're driving through that tunnel?
Yes, I do.
Do you see a difference in people coming to town?
Yes, I do.
Tony Goodwin is the president of the Old Town Portsmouth Business Association and is a Trump voter.
The tolls have basically become a stigma to the population of Hampton Roads between Norfolk and Portsmouth, mainly because of the fact that it's almost putting up a wall between two cities inside of one community.
Many in this working-class community couldn't afford their commute, forcing the state to pony up nearly $300 million extra dollars to buy down the tolls.
Meaning that we could have done that project ourselves.
So that project just was a loser.
Great transportation project that needed to be done. The infrastructure absolutely was needed. The way we financed it was not such a great deal for the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Aubrey Lane is Virginia's Secretary of Transportation. He's a Republican in a Democratic administration and supports public-private partnerships. Their business deals thought to be at the center of President Donald Trump's $1 trillion infrastructure plan.
Where does a private-public partnership work?
Heavily urbanized areas where there's the ability of congestion, where people are willing to pay a price to get out of that.
That's what's happening in Northern Virginia, where express lanes have been added to unclog several freeways. Drivers pay a toll to avoid traffic while helping ease congestion in the free lanes.
We have found here on 95 that we freed up 20% more capacity in those lanes by people opting in to the hot lanes.
To work, public-private partnerships must be able to show a steady profit, which many infrastructure projects simply won't. And 15 states currently do not allow them, which could limit the impact of President Trump's plan.
How big of a burden is the toll? You don't have a choice. You can't avoid it.
I can't avoid it.
Is this tunnel project a cautionary tale to the Trump administration?
Yes. I think that what's most important is they need to simply look very closely at how the project is being funded, and at the end of the day, what are the taxpayers going to be responsible for under the arrangement that they make with these public-private partnerships.
And after the tunnel project, Virginia changed the way they approach public-private partnerships. First, the state must show that the private industry can deliver it at a lower cost to taxpayers. Otherwise, the state will do it itself. Now, there is room to expand P3s, or public-private partnerships, in the U.S. They make up only about 1% of infrastructure projects here. In Europe, it's closer to 10%. Gayle?
All right, thank you, Kris.